Kenny, was DeAndre able to go through practice at all today? What did that look like?
We didn't do much today, so he played 3-on-3 with the group. Looked pretty good. Let's see what the kind of returns are on that. But he looked good in the 3-on-3. It was a knee to knee in that Detroit game. I don't know if you guys saw it, but just banged knee, so it's a contusion, I think we're labeling it. So pretty good hit. So
that's not something that they're being long-term concerned with?
I don't think, usually long-term is like a twist or, you fall awkwardly. This is just, knee to knee. It's kind of unlucky. But it's good he did some 3-on-3 today. We'll see what he looks like tomorrow morning.
What's your plan if you don't have DeAndre?
Good question. I mean, I think what it turns into is we're going to have to, our young guys are going to have to, be ready to go and completely confident in that. We've done a lot of work with them this summer and throw them into the fire.
With DeAndre's injury history, his knees and calves, does that add to the level of caution that you have when it comes to him?
I just kind of rely on performance, and medical to tell me what that means. They know more about that. Ethan, you know me, I'm always Aaron, especially, this isn't game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals, so we just, I want him healthy long term for the season. So any short term thinking in this sense is just for me, that's not the way I look at it. But I'm sure with every player, they look at their injury history and what's gone on in the past, and we make decisions collaboratively.
Is it a bone bruise?
Contusion.
In terms of the young guys, it just seems like they've been getting the most praise from everybody throughout this camp. The Reese's, the Jaylens, and CP. Just why is that? Have they really stuck out that much?
I think it's the work they've done. The vets see the work they've done and with the commitment they've made, and then I think it's performance-based, scrimmaging and preseason. I thought they were all pretty good, but this is it now. Now it's the real thing, and throw them into the fire and see where they are. But I feel completely confident that all 3 of those guys can be in our rotation, and they might have to be.
With Jaylen in particular, he said yesterday that even in practice he does feel a little bit sped up, and some of the guys are like, take it easy, you don't got to do all of this. What's the best way for him to get used to that other than just being put in those environments?
Keep making mistakes, I think that's the best way. But he's anxious sometimes, and he wants to do the right thing. But where I am, I think he deserves that from all of us. That it's not gonna be perfect. He's gonna make some mistakes. Sometimes the timing and his cuts aren't exactly what I want or the vets want, and we're coaching him through that. But at the end of the day, we need his intensity, and we I don't want him to overthink it where he's frozen or not playing hard, because that's his real elite skill, is how hard he plays. So I'd rather live with some mistakes than him kind of being frozen with overthinking.
How difficult is it to strike that balance between obviously wanting to have that aggressiveness, that
Yeah.
and all that, but also slowing down the mental processing of the game, especially in year 2 of an NBA career?
I think that's the growth. That's the challenge for him. But the only way you get it is to get game minutes. So and we've had great lead up, great development time with him. But it's going to take game reps, and it's we're going to have to live with some mistakes. But I want him to make aggressive mistakes.
With last year's 15-0 start, that just doesn't happen every year, especially the first year coach. How do you maybe manage expectations at the start of this season that there might be some early
Yeah, I never we never set a goal. Hey, let's start out 15-0 or So right off the bat, my expectations are. I told them today, you come in the gym. We've had 20 days of camp. We got 169 days to get better, leading up to the playoffs, right? And today's the day we lock in and we just have that mentality where every day is golden. We're taking advantage of that, and the results take care of themselves if you're kind of checking all the boxes. We're going to keep with that mentality. We start 15-0, great. We start 12-3, great. 10-5, great. Even if we're 5-10, it's just we're going to keep building this thing. And obviously we it's not going to be. We're not strutting out the same team as we did last year. It's just not what it is.
Kenny, given some of the personnel changes that you guys have made over the offseason, what do you think the ceiling is for this team on the defensive end of the floor?
My gut is right now the defense is ahead of the offense. We'll see what that looks like starting tomorrow. But listen, defense at the end of the day starts with personnel. It's just so Larry Nance plus defender, Lonzo Ball plus defender. TB was, I think, his 80th percentile in rim protection last year, so he has his defensive strength. So I think, we added, defensive players. The expectation is that we should take another step defensively.